was like, okay, so y'all didn't want to put me in Civil War? All right, I got it. Let me show y'all something. Y'all finna put some respect on Thor's name, because this movie was pretty damn entertaining. Hey everyone, it's Sharana from Pay Your Weight, and today I am going to be reviewing Thor Ragnarok. So Thor Ragnarok is directed by Taika Waititi, who is responsible for What You Do in the Shadows, and also too, he was also responsible from the Thor little comedy shorts as to where was Thor for Civil War. So basically in Thor Ragnarok, we find ourselves with Thor basically being thrown into this wormhole by Hela, who is now taking over Asgard. He finds himself on this planet called Sakaar, and is forced by the Grand Master, who's played by Jeff Goldblum, who is amazing in the film because he's Jeff Goldblum basically playing Jeff Goldblum. So he's basically forced to go fight in the arena where he sees where the heck Hulk has been the whole time since he thrust himself into space at the end of the Ultron movie. And basically, from then on, Thor is basically trying to figure out how to get off of this planet that no one can seem to escape from and go back to Asgard to save it from Hela and stop from Ragnarok, which is basically the apocalypse of Asgard. So let's talk about what I liked about this film. As I said before, the director also was responsible for the Thor comedy shorts. And if you enjoyed those, this is basically the same way the movie is. It's a comedy. It's a superhero feel-good comedy movie. And I actually liked it. I think they were kind of just like, hey, you know what? Chris Hemsworth is actually pretty funny when we pay attention to him. So let's just take a different direction for this movie and let's just turn it into kind of like a comedy. Let's use one of the strengths that Chris Hemsworth has, and it works for this film. This is the most that I've laughed in a film since basically they started the whole Guardians of the Galaxy franchise, and I think a lot of people are going to compare this film to Guardians of the Galaxy basically because the imagery, the music in this movie is great. They have a great soundtrack to go with this movie, and it's really funny. I mean, it's just a funny movie, and I know some people might have reservations about it, and for me in the beginning I was kind of just like, is this going to be a comedy the whole time? Because I don't know if I necessarily feel like watching a comedy Thor movie, but I enjoyed it. One of the things that I just do hope is that for the upcoming Infinity Wars, since it is supposed to be a serious movie in which we're going to lose some of our most beloved superheroes, that they don't take it too far down the comedic lines. But for this movie, it definitely works. I enjoyed Planet Hulk. So in this movie, Hulk speaks, and at first I was like, so are we just gonna act like Hulk been talking the whole time through all these MCU movies, or are we just supposed to like go with it? And you're basically supposed to go with it, but it's okay. The Hulk is very enjoyable, very funny in this film, has more personality, and it almost made me feel like, hey, like after this movie, since I'm pretty confident everyone's going to enjoy this version of the Hulk that we saw, are we gonna kind of pick up another like separate Hulk movie to kind of introduce him again? I know everyone's like, oh, it's been so many movies, but I think after this one, I think we should get a petition started. But also for another enjoyable character that I liked will have to be Valkyrie, played by Tessa Thompson. You know, when she was first cast for the film, I was kind of just like, I'm just indifferent about the casting. It doesn't bother me. But after watching her in this film, she's a female badass. Like, she's a nice female addition to the MCU universe, and I think that audiences will really enjoy what she did with her character and will want to see more of her. So, speaking of female badasses, I have to talk about Hela, played by Cate Blanchett. So, Cate Blanchett, I'm convinced she doesn't age because she looks amazing, and I really enjoy her in this movie. Like, she fully committed, like, hey, I'm playing this evil villain, and I'm going to fully commit to it, and I'm going to have fun while I'm doing it, and it works. One of the things that I will say is that because in some of the first scenes that you saw her in, she's such a badass, and I really feel like this was a better MCU villain, I wanted to see more of her throughout the film. And I don't think it's anyone's fault because there's so many different characters in their film and everyone's spread out across different parts of the universe that it's kind of hard to focus on just one storyline for a long period of time. But I would like to see more of Cate Blanchett as Hela, the goddess of death, in this movie. But I think when she's there, it works. She does a great job. She was definitely kicking ass. I enjoyed all of her battle action scenes. And I think she's definitely one of the better MCU villains like in this universe. Speaking more of a character who I would want to see more from will be Loki. Loki's been in a couple of the movies thus far. He's like that character that you love to hate, but you still want to see more of him. I want them to take Loki to another level, though. I know he doesn't have like super cool abilities like everybody else. He's just like basically a master trickster who comes up with really great plans that pretty much never really work out. So I don't know if it would really be a great plan. But I really hope that, especially for the upcoming Infinity Wars, that they just kind of take him up a little, like maybe like 2-3 more notches. Because I think there's more there with his character and more of what he can do. But in this film, he's still fine. I think everyone in this film does a great job. There's not one character that I hate in this film. I think the acting was well done. Like, this is a great installment for the third Thor movie into the franchise. I actually think it's more of like a rebirth of Thor. And for that, I would definitely say pay to see this movie in theaters. So as always, my name is Sharona Williams from Pay or Wait, and I would be interested to hear your thoughts on what you felt about seeing the movie Thor Ragnarok. Just make sure you comment in the comment section below. If you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and I will see you soon.